Yeah.
Nah, nigga.
Oh my god. Come on, Snake.
Yeah, see, but okay, that's it.
This guy, bro. They gotta watch the video first. Come on, now.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate bailout model.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the West. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No. According to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
So epic.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever...
Well, Or for quick context, they're just gonna say the things. But we must go and get our Lunchables.
I see you've retrieved your backpacks.
They're just gonna tell you how to use it.
I know they're just playing organ music, bro.
My gosh, bro. So much. Oh.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
It's good.
They're saying this dude has like 10 girls. Also, who's on the
Before
server?
we do any... Or before we do anything, let's pick our outfits.
Oh my god, you wanna know what this guy said? Jamal done edge on me.
Give me that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Amber, I got it.
Bro, why just broke with the car?
Too easy.
What? Bro, I lost so much netherrack, man. Supposed to gave me like a whole stack of them. I lost it into mine.
School over here. Oh! Oh my god. Whew. Isu.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. Security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. And do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Sure, it's the verdict. What's happening in the movie. You're on Monster. What's going on? Who's on?
We gotta save the game. Hey there. Oh. Oh.
Well, just go check on my blood. I'll be right back.
Saving the game, Snake?
It.
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla King of Monsters?
Yes, sir.
No, what is it?
Love Godzilla.
It's a movie. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Accurate.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr.
Then the
Serizawa develops a
oxygen
new
destroyer.
type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course! Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
Oh shoot. Nope.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh shoot, how do I cancel? Shoot. Uh-oh. From where? Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's no good. Oh shit. Ooh. Oh. I'm in.
Major, I'm in front of Sokolov's cell, but the door won't open.
Hold on, Snake. What's the current condition?
Condition?
Yeah. What phase is it now?
See.
Alert.
Exactly. I already said you can't contact Sokolov during battle. Don't you listen to people when they're talking? Well, anyway, the reason that door won't open is probably because Sokolov is blocking it himself. He's scared, and no wonder. In order to break Sokolov out of there, you'll need his cooperation as well. So stop scaring him. Contact Sokolov later after you've disengaged the enemy. Once things have stabilized, try it again. Got it?
Right there? See him.
Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot.
Don't shoot!
What the? Bro, why was he twerking, bro?
No, that's what they just do when you hold them up.
How do?
You know how they drop items? That's what they're doing.
Oh, how do I do it?
I think it's count 3 when you're have a balance. I don't know how you get it. All I know is when you put somebody in chokehold, you can press L2 and you can carry it.
We lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
If you're trying to walk close to somebody, do it with D-pad.
Or this? Oh wait.
Oh, no. Yeah, it walks slow enough that they won't hear you.
Come on, let me in. Let me in.
What are you doing? Where's the start? Maybe has to start all over. Started to say how did they even? Okay,
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No,
I'm
I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA.
Yeah, I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Oh yeah,
Precisely.
that 360 no
In a
scope.
sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Mm-hmm.
Having second thoughts.
No.
With taxes.
I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, do you have, also, I'm gonna take some of your iron while there. I need armor still until I cave and get my reset. Let me find those.
Who's this man doing?
Where is it going? There's a creeper!
Uh-oh.
Freeze!
I've been wanting to make concrete, but it takes so expensive to build that it's not even worth it.
Yeah, I forgot to take them all out. My bad.
So this is the legendary boss.
It's so good to have it built for trial.
Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
Why do you have so much of your goddamn territory playing these?
He's the Ocelot
Viewing is
commander.
crazy.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
You expanded it to the ocean. You need to understand the ocean parts.
Sokolov is ours.
We just
Get out of here.
Hold up.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
Wait a minute.
What?
Ain't it that nigga that voiced Spider-Man? Hold up. No way. Oh my gosh, it is. That's actually sick.
Oh, that's the one with the accidental island of crash. Oh, no directions in Minecraft. Oh, I see it. Okay. So is this actually the mansion? So many ghosts have been lost. We've got into.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the Gru.
Oh my god, this boy sounds like the symbiote
Sokolov, take
Spider-Man.
cover.
Where are you?
Huh.
Oh.
You're not the boss, are you?
Oh, what did you need this mechanical press for?
La bestia.
Crew operatives!
What is that stance?
What the hell is gravitational iron chest?
That gun?
The fortune.
If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
He has such a big opportunity.
Yeah, you need the server crash.
Catch a snake.
Possible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil.
Is it supposed to be global
That's
or
more
have
of a
to be-
revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
Juice, Spider-Man?
Let's see. You know what? Had enough of me. I'm gonna keep them.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, sorry, man. Can't hear you.
bro. Why would you do that right there, bro?
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree.
Oh,
You'd
okay.
better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
I'm the only one you could go. Oh, shoot.
Probably powering west.
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has
So
to
weak,
offer.
man. I think I have to retreat.
They're
Sorry.
coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Man, bro, we got this. We already made it to the end.
Uh-oh. Okay, I think I kind of understand. So, place 2 iron nuggets or 2 zinc nuggets with a stellar slab onto a press and let the press nuggets. Actually, what do we do about these zombies? Where's the waste?
We're on feed. They're gonna cut the bridge.
Got food in here, got food, so I'll
Boss?
The bronze is a normal thing here. It's a
Good
normal
work,
orange and bronze is
Jack.
normal.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Or actually, we can make it with copper. Copper or tin. Yeah, get copper or tin in a fire truck.
Hornets!
Ooh, many things with that song.
Alright, can we do a kill all entities? Trap.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
You got red.
There's a freaky
We will
things.
fight with you once more.
Can't help you with like each other.
Welcome back, boss.
Oh my god.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
Alright, guys.
It's raining blood.
Get a stone slab and 2 pieces of iron.
Is he crying?
Ingots. Yeah, 2 pieces of iron.
Who the frick is that?
And nugget? An iron nugget?
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Yeah, get an iron nugget. 2. Like stone slab. Replace the
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country
Wait, place it like.
and to my unit.
Was that how you actually place items on? Oh, yeah.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet
Okay, place
Union.
blocks on there,
Sokolov is a little
reload
gift
them
from
like
my
this
new
on.
hosts.
Wow.
Recoilless nuclear warheads.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Course is from the US.
These will make a fine gift for me.
Pick them up.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has
Very
not
true.
yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Okay, let me- okay, give me
Think
the
you
2
can
nuggets
pull the
by
trigger?
itself, so you know, like,
Yeah.
iron nugget and-
Oh my god.
Okay, well,
Come on, Snake.
yeah, see what it... Okay, that's it.
This guy hurt, bro.
He's seen my face.
Okay, well, let me just search it.
We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must
Go
die.
Wolverine, bro.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
Don't do it, Snake.
Yo, search your waste down. Let's go to my version of this. Mechanical jumps with this phone. Where's it?
The new blood has been rejected.
Yo, I was glitched in the waste zone. I like
Bro. Just like that?
Are we done here?
Now, on to Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Wounds?
No, to the
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Or
Snake,
something, stay
listen to
close.
me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Oh my god, this
Okay,
bird.
Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go.
Why is this not working?
First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment.
Bro, I'm sure you
Healing
get
is
taken out.
divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen.
Yeah,
They
I
need
learned
to
this
be
in
fixed
medical
using
terminology.
surgical treatment.
I know this stuff.
Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and
Basic
bandages
stuff,
to wrap
basic
the
stuff.
wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Okay. Ghost, I think I actually. Okay, just play
Until the
like
next
normal block, come back
on part 2.
to